Hi there, my name is Bryony Rose Smith, and I'd like to read you a story today. This story is by myself and is called The Druid. I hope you enjoy. Let's begin. It was a tragedy beyond tragedies. The Druid had helped their town for countless generations. He had healed the sick, ensured crop growth. He had been the envy of towns and cities alike. The small town, Vasselin, didn't need to consider allegiances to any kingdom. The Druid and the friends of the forest had protected them, until a force too great had overwhelmed them. Dryads had screamed while they burned. Fairies fought valiantly, but they were cut down. The Druid gave everything he could, every last drop of his life, but the town and the forest were burned to the ground. Except one tree. It was old and gnarled even back then, but it had stood in the town centre, been there to see every wedding in the village. Newborns had been brought to it to seek nature's blessing. It was everything to the townspeople, so they gave everything to protect it. They joined hands and made a barrier of their flesh against the swords and the flames of the kingdom. They screamed and yelled bloody murder that this tree would stay, and through their efforts, the tree was allowed to live. To the kingdom, it was just a tree, and if all the people in the land were destroyed, then their campaign would have come to nothing. The people were taken away, and the land was made barren, bar the single tree. It was the best decision the kingdom ever did. Those blessed under the tree, those given nature's blessing, started to manifest powers similar to the old Druid, not as powerful. Each child from the village could only manifest a fraction of the power he once channeled, but it was enough. It brought prosperity to the kingdom. Harvests were plentiful and sickness was minor. The kingdom became more powerful. They spread the good word, how their kingdom was blessed by Mother Nature herself, and wiped away any trace of just how they obtained that power. It was only fair that the kingdom blessed by the earth should be the one in charge. The people were rallied. The children of Vasselin, too young to remember what had happened to their village, cried out in support. And so they went to war. The kingdom started on its closest neighbours, and a battle broke out on the site of Vasselin. The tree weathered so much, the sword and the horses, and eventually it was injured. And as it was, the world shook. The children's powers failed, as the crack in the tree's bark grew and grew, until a hand shot out. Another hand appeared, and the pair tore open the crack in the tree, until it was torn asunder and the Druid stepped out. Soldiers all around from both sides stared. His voice boomed. "Since we arrived on this planet, we have given you gifts. The green life you see around you was our doing. One by one we have fallen. Only I have survived, and now you try to kill me while I recuperate. We have tried to coexist, but I suppose conquering is now our only option." With his last words, power rippled through the air. The ground impossibly rippled from the tree as its leaves started to glow incredibly bright, casting light into the night's air as if to become a beacon. Desperately afraid, one knight charged at the Druid, only to be impaled on roots. "You heard him! He wants to conquer!" The commander managed to squeeze out. One more knight charged. The roots of the tree shot at them, but fell short. The young man made it all the way to the Druid and cut him down. The Druid looked shocked and stared into the eyes of the young man. "You had my blessing, yet still." The voice faded away. The ripple of power started to disappear. The light from the tree, however, didn't stop. "Chop it down!" came another order. Confused, afraid, and desperate, the soldiers cut the tree down, never knowing that it was already too late. The message had been sent. Earth was now a target, and there was nothing they could do. The end. And that was The Druid by myself, Bryony Rose Smith. I hope you enjoyed. This is the second YouTube exclusive short story, which is a little shorter than I wanted, but suddenly all plant life is from aliens, and I think that was a good place to stop. If you would like to read more short stories, you can look at my Patreon. If you would like to read a whole book I've written, there's currently 4 out in my superhero series, Moon Girl. But if you just want to listen to me talk more, there are also videos on here coming out once a month. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.